morning, everybody. It is June 25th, 2026, and we have arrived. I do apologize for the longer intro. I was doing some other stuff. Had to find that picture that you're looking at. All right, so what I normally do not do is do a kind of an open monologue. I'm going to borrow a page from Reforge Gaming, Lono, and kind of steal a little bit of thunder on how he formats things for this morning's podcast. First of all, welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it through the night. I've got a poll going right now about, quite frankly, about the top subject of the day, so to speak, which is GTA 6. And did you pre-order it? Yes or no? Did you order it digital or did you order it standard? So I'm taking that poll as unofficial because I just got information this morning that overnight, the digital version the digital version, the digital deluxe version, and the digital standard version. The digital deluxe version, the $100 version, it outsold the standard version 5-1. Now that's last night. We'll have to wait and see. That number will change, but early indicator 5-1. Which is proving my point here, what I want to talk to you all about. It's going to be a little bit serious as well. At the end of what is really going on and how you're being globally reset, not just for gaming, but for everybody. And so shout out to everybody that's here and have your questions ready because I will answer them. I was talking to somebody about this. We just went out to breakfast and he said, well, go ahead, and it's going to be frustrating to try to educate them, but they do need it. You all deserve it. You all are here. Don't have to be. I appreciate you being here. Also, we're 2 members away because I am going to go and reserve Grand Theft Auto 6 again today at GameStop. I believe I can pre-order it today. It's either today or tomorrow. You can pre-order it. I'm going to call them up to find out. So if we get 2 more members, because the member goal is 20, we're at 18. So we will go ahead and give away a member version of that game. So, and I plan on getting it because I'm getting the physical copy as well, which is going to come out later this year. The physical stuff will be part of the bundle system that Sony puts out, but that's way down the road. We're months down the road. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start with the opening monologue. 5-1. Sales on a game that's $100. And again, in order for you to enjoy this game at its maximum level for the single player, you're going to be paying $100. Now, why do I say that? Because the version with the $100, you unlock outfits and clothing, and people are mad about this because they don't want to have to pay $100. But again, this avenges what I said on 60 Frames No Lag and what I said on this podcast, what I said on Crossfire, that this game was going to cost you $100, and in order for you to play the full game, it is $100 for you to get the full, going into all the stores and changing your beard, changing your clothes, getting the 80s pack, which is, they call it the Vice City look. That is in essence the 80s pack. I mean, they originally were going to call that the Lance Versetti package, so Lance Vance and then Tommy Versetti. So a lot of that stuff is from that part of the game, that timeline. But just wanted to touch base on you with that and how these games, and I put in the description going forward, and this is just for all of you all, and you don't have to believe it, but I don't want you to wake up and have that, because everybody at this point in time that's mad about this, they got this whole I got caught humping my neighbor's cat look on their face. And at the end of the day, we'll get into that and what has happened to them. But I want to just, let you all know up front, there are going to be some things said here today that are going to be hard for you to hear. And I'll open it up to questions if you have any. But I'm just letting you know up front right now, a lot of you are not going to like what's going to be said here today. So, I'm giving everybody an early warning to go ahead and get it done. But go ahead and participate in that poll if you don't mind. It's unscientific, of course. But, if you don't mind, the honor system here is to just tell the truth about it. And did you order the game? And what version did you order? Did you get the standard digital version? Or did you get the deluxe? I mean, if you want to call it that, get the deluxe digital version. And right, because overnight, as far as the early numbers of the first first 8 hours, because it's 8.5 hours. I saw it up to 7 o'clock. 5 to 1 is what people pay. So 5 to 1 for every one person that bought the $80 version. 5 people bought the $100 version. So now the battle cry is, well, they're the only ones that are going to do it. No, they're not. Okay, God of War Lofi is going to do the same thing. The Witcher by CD Projekt Red, they're doing the same thing. These games any game that costs over $300 million to make is going to have a higher price. Let's start with myself. How did I know the game was going to cost $100? Did I guess? The answer is no. The answer is no. I knew the game was $100, was going to be $100 because what the investors wanted when that game got delayed, they put more percentage points on what they wanted back. What if the investors wanted Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out at between $99 and $129? That's what they wanted. So Rockstar gave them the low of 100. So they capitulated to their shareholders. Do not let anybody else tell you anything different. That is the truth. So I'll say it again. This game was going to jump off at between $100 and $119. That's why I kept saying you need to have at least minimum $100 ready to play the game. Now, you're going to say, well, Craig, I only need 80. Yeah, but you're getting a half game. You're not getting a whole lot of stuff. It doesn't look like a lot on paper, but when you start implementing that into the actual structure of the game, there's just a lot of stuff you're not going to have. Access to different car vehicles, access to different mods on the car. And it's not just going to be a certain car that you can mod. It's modding for all the cars. So you won't be able to go to some of these shops. You will not be able to participate and get some of the clothing. And again, the clothing you're going to be able to go to the store. You'll be able to go to Target and Best Buy and GameStop. You'll be able to go to the stores that sell that type of apparel, and you'll be able to buy the stuff. Okay? You'll be able to buy the stuff. So yeah, this is it. This is my revenge tour. This is it's time for a red pill talk. At the end of the day, you all look at the world through the eyes of a man who expects what he sees to be reality. That's not the truth. The truth is far from that. Everything is going to go up. So the same people that wanted Sony did not want to raise prices on their services and their hardware, but they're done. All these companies are done with the supplementing, whatever you want to call it, the subsidizing of their stuff. Microsoft, like Satya Nadella said, they've been subsidizing Xbox for 25 years. They're done. So you will now pay what is now market-based rates. So basically, your Section 8 is over. You had Section 8 gaming. Now you don't have it anymore. You're going to pay market rate. Any game that costs over $300 to research and develop is going to go up in price. This is why when Sony's new administrators took over PlayStation, the first thing they did was they ordered an audit on all their studios to see what exactly that they're spending, how far they are, from launching things. And they got their indicators so that they could go ahead and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and, make sure we can't guarantee you any money per se. Even Naughty Dog. The Naughty Dog was the first one they went to, and people were like, well, how come they want to know what's going on at Naughty Dog? That's their top studio. It's still a studio that needs money brought to them. And they're looking at it like, well, we don't care about the idea of intergalactic. Sure, it sounds fun, sounds cool, but how much money is it going to cost to make? Because Sony, that's why they cut back on all their budgets. Now they try to increase their revenue by doing games as a service, but people threw a bitch fit. Now the same people that threw a bitch fit are going to try to complain about things going up. No, that's not the way it works. Okay? That's not the way it works. That's why this talk is happening right now. Because again, these guys had this look on their face like they got caught humping their neighbor's cat. That look like, what? That's what they look like. They expect things to stay the same. So what has happened in society? What has happened is that a lot of people were told, go to school, be a good person, and you will get access to a decent house, a good wage, good benefits, and a nice vehicle. That's not reality. The reality is not even close to that. The reality is that because of artificial intelligence and the fact that you all did not get in front of it, meaning you all didn't learn how to use it, it's going to use you. And that is why when NVIDIA did what they did, that's why the term AI slop comes along. Do you know why they're calling it AI slop? It is simply because the AI is going to take their jobs. So to them, that's slop. It's like, no, we don't want it to take our jobs. It's already doing it. When three of the richest men in the world, the guy that runs Apple, the guy that runs Microsoft, and the guy that runs NVIDIA all come out in a week's time and say AI can do 46 to 50% of the jobs that people need to do. You're done. Your job was to go ahead and understand that's what was going to happen so you could learn how to use it. And so you got a lot of angry people because society did not go the way their mommy and daddy told them it was going to go. And so now you're living in an angry society. That's why all those people were upset about Grand Theft Auto. You heard what they were saying, right? Oh, they're cutting out things. They're taking things away from us. No. I've heard people say they're anti-consumer, but how can they be anti-consumer when they invent something for you to consume? Does that make any sense to you? By default, they're pro-consumer. Now, you can be pro-consumer, and you're going to go ahead and make a choice on what to buy. Here's your choice. Buy the standard version. You can buy the deluxe version, or you don't have to buy it at all. That's pro-consumerism. That is giving the consumer a choice. So now, and a lot of people are like, where's the online mode? Well, the online mode, they're going to charge you for that. I break that news to you right now. Yeah, people out there saying, well, they're not going to charge us for that. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They don't know whether to charge you $29.99 or $39.99. But you have to remember the online component for Grand Theft Auto is its own world. They have to determine, do we let you take everything that you have in the previous world over, or do we start you over at zero? And there's a chance you have to get started over at zero. And when that happens, that's going to crack the shell off the nut. Well, what did I use all that stuff for? Well, thanks for your money. Thanks for your time. But we don't care. And no company cares. This whole thing about people telling you these corporations don't care. Yeah, corporations don't care. They're soulless. They're just a bunch of people there trying to make money. Just like when you go to work, you don't care about nobody else except your wife and your children, and that's who you should care about. God, you care about those things, that's fine. But you don't care about anything else, and so that applies to you too. Nobody gives a damn about you either. And I get it. You're looking at the world through the eyes of someone who anticipates what they see is real, but it's not. So you got a lot of angry people out there, and you can just tell that from the quote-unquote backlash videos. Well, where's the collector's edition? Well, don't worry about that, because right now it's not here. It's not here, so you talking about it isn't going to change it. Now, does this mean you can't make an observational complaint? No, I said, well, I'm surprised they don't have a collector's edition, but if Sony really does have the marketing deal, then why would Sony may have the collector's edition? The collector's edition may only come in a Sony bundle. It's my understanding of it is that this is going to be part of a bundle that they put out closer to that time, closer to when it's time for that game to come out. That way you can just go buy the console, you pick it up, and you have the game inside of it. Now you have the game, you have the console, and the console faceplates look really good, by the way. They look really good, so you know. Seen them. I've been lucky. So, but I knew that the game was going to be $100 because I knew the shareholder, the people I talked to that do long-term investment and analytical studies on businesses, understood that the $100 was what the shareholders wanted. They wanted more. Strauss-Zelnick was able to get them off the $129, the $119 line, but there's a very good chance that you're going to be paying for the online component. They keep mentioning the single player. The single player is this. The single player is this. Well, you may be paying $29 and $39 for the multiplayer. You may not. That's what they're discussing now. So like, why, so they broke it off separately, and it may just be a games as a service game that Sony will have a heavy hand in using, because Sony wants part of that money too. And Sony is their partner in this. Whether people understand that or not, it ain't about being a fanboy. Fuck a fanboy, okay? They are their partners with this game. Sony is the one. Rockstar Games apparently shopped this game to a lot of different people. Sony said, yeah, go ahead, we doing this. So they've always had a special relationship with Sony, because Sony's the reason why they got to where they are. And they're very talented developers. But you have to remember that your shit is exactly that. It is shit. Now to you, your shit is stuff. But your stuff ain't stuff. It's shit to everybody else. That's why people say you need to come and move your shit. That's why people say that to you, because their shit don't matter. And as long as you look at the world through the way you think the world should be, here's what you all are saying. You are saying that because you can't afford things, that the company should make it easier for you. Samsung and Sony and Microsoft and Apple and TCL, which came out with a new TV today, and all these, NVIDIA, AMD should make things so that you can afford them. In theory, it's not their fault you can't afford things. It's your fault you can't afford things. Look, I understand it. It's a maturation, maturity process, because I'll tell you firsthand, I've got champagne taste, but brother, I'm on a beer budget. So I have to do better it's going to take me longer to get what I want. That doesn't mean I can't get it. It's just going to take me longer. You all have got to get out of this blue pill mindset and understand the world is what it is. If you watch The Matrix, that's what Morpheus tells Neo. You take the blue pill, you just go right back to sleep. You're going to continue to be the way you are. However, if you take the red pill, you will see the world for what it is. And that's what's happening to you right now. You don't like the way things are going. It has made you angry. Well, we don't own anything. Yeah, that's been coming for a long time. I said 4 years ago in this chair on my podcast. What did I say? I specifically said that, boy, I'm a physical media guy, and I'm going to go the way of the dodo bird. And I'm going the way of the dodo bird. Because the society was changing and everything was going digital. Then we get hit with a pandemic, and the pandemic changes the way we are wired. Now everything's digital. We all use Amazon. I did not use Amazon until the pandemic because I had to. They literally I went to a store and they were like, we can order this for you. It'll come tomorrow, but it has to go through Amazon. And I said, well, why can't I just come pick it up here tomorrow? And she said, we will be closed because we have to do a total cleaning. So what they were doing is they were working for 2 days, and then they were coming in with a cleaning crew to scrub everything down. Then they had to wait for 48 hours after the scrub down before they could reopen. So I ended up buying some pillows through Amazon. That's the first thing I bought on Amazon. So everything else, I was just going to the store. When I put my PC together, I went to the store for that. Got my RAM, got my CPU. I didn't order anything. But now I'm used to ordering. I'm Gen X. Once we changed our buying habits, the whole world changed. Because everything is catered towards Gen X. You know, as at this point right now, we're the ones being catered to. Why? Because we have the most money to spend. We have the most disposable income. So as a Gen Xer, when I tell you something's going to happen, it's going to cost this much, it's going to cost this much because that's what we will pay for as Gen Xers. So it was very easy after listening to what the people that I really trust on these type of issues, when they said, yeah, look, this game's going to come in at they want this game to come in at 100 minimum. I'm like, yeah, you need to go ahead and get the $100 ready. You need to get it ready. And of course, it was arguments and it was well, that's not right, and they're not going. I mean, how many times you hear they're not going to do that? They're pro-consumer. No, you're broke. And that makes you angry because you can't go buy what you think you deserve. When you add being broke to a major sense of entitlement, you got a very dangerous individual right there. And that's what's going on right now. So Rockstar Games is not anti-consumer because by default, they make something for you to consume. So there's the pro-consumer aspect of Rockstar Games. It is what it is. But because you think things should only cost what you can afford because you're an entitled prick, I mean, I ended up listening. I can't believe I'm going to say this and agree with this guy. I listened to Marlon Gaming Nation yesterday, and I listened to his whole podcast, and he was telling people just don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Well, we're gonna get Star Fox. Okay, don't buy it. It's okay. Well, we're gonna get Orcani in time. Okay, that's don't buy it. You know, but the fact that they feel like they should be able to buy it and they don't want to buy it the way it is, makes them angry. You're in an angry society, folks. You're in an angry society because people were told that if you do X, Y, Z, and E, F, and G, that 1, 2, and 3 were going to happen, and it didn't happen. So they're angry, they're upset, they're going to lose their jobs. There's about to be another major layoff in white-collar jobs. And again, remember last year, they targeted black women in jobs. This year, they're going to target white Caucasian women in jobs. And white women know what's about to happen, and they're walking around terrified. Can't be strong and independent with no money coming in. It's going to be a lot harder for you to do that. And that's what the people want. Like they said, they don't need you working anymore. Need you having children. I don't want you to work anymore. So society is being reset, and you're part of the reset. You had the keys to the kingdom, and you screwed the pooch. We should have never given millennials keys to the car. It was equal to giving a nuclear bomb to a caveman. And they grew up entitled, their parents helicoptered them, meaning that if they fell down, I'm Gen X, if I fell down, we were just told to walk it off. You had blood coming off of your arm, coming off of your knee. Oh, you'll be okay. Just go home and put water on it. But when millennials fell down when they were children, their parents raced them to the emergency room. And, you know, and so millennials have grown up overprotected. And part of overprotecting you was keeping you away from what the world is doing. And so you went out into that world not understanding the way it was, and now your shit's fucked up. That's the reality. The fact that I told you that Grand Theft Auto was going to cost $100 and Grand Theft Auto costs $100 isn't a coincidence. It isn't a guess. It ain't me getting lucky, because nobody guesses right that well. Nobody gets that lucky. It was the culmination of asking the right questions of the right people and getting the information out to everybody. It is your fault you got bit by that snake on the trail because you didn't listen. And you didn't listen because you got trained not to listen. Well, you better listen now. Sony services have gone up. Sony's hardware has gone up. Sony's intellectual property for gaming entertainment, the things you call games, is technically Sony calls them interactive entertainment. Interactive entertainment costs are going to be passed on. Rockstar just did it. They set the table. Right? If you're going to the house for Thanksgiving, the table is always set. The table now has been set. CD Projekt Red is going to charge you $100 for Witcher. Okay? Sony is really thinking about moving God of War Laufey to the $100 line. And you'll say, well, they'll sell less. Well, they're going to give you an $80 version, And it's going to have bullshit. I mean, let's just be honest, man. Look, that $80 version of Grand Theft Auto is complete bullshit. Okay, that is the least attractive thing I've ever seen. They literally are telling you getting a half-ass game. But it's not anti-consumer because you can read what they're putting in there. And it's like, there's no effing way you're going to pay for this, and the numbers show it. I don't care what your opinion is when I'm looking at data that contradicts what you believe because you own bullshit. And so in a way, it's funny not to be listened to because then I can sit back and drink my strawberry Escati from Starbucks and watch you all get butt fucked from a distance. So you see, there was the story of the two bulls, right? There was an older bull and there was a younger bull. And they came upon this pond and there were all these calves up there. These female cattle were up there. And the young bull says, "Oh man, I'm going to go down there and get me some of that." And the older bull says, "Well, which one you looking at?" "Oh, that brown one with the white patches. I'm going to get that one." "What are you going to do?" The old bull tells the young bull, "Well, why get one when you can go and fuck them all?" So who do you want to be? The old bull or the young bull? So listen, you can double check what's being said to you, but I don't even think you have the ability to do that because you don't know where to look. And so the market has been reset. Everybody's going to follow suit now. Just be prepared for that. So now your choice as a consumer is exactly what I said over a year ago. You can either participate, which means you're going to be spending more money in your ecosystems, or you can get the fuck out. Even Asha Don't Squeeze the Sharma, she literally has done multiple interviews saying this is too expensive. Shout out to Mag, the Mag show. Shout out to Mag yesterday. I mean, he was talking about this. If when you have the head of departments telling you the shit's too expensive, either they're going to pass the price on to you or not, or they're going to shut it down. And these people in the PlayStation community are these fanboys, not the gamers, are so stupid that they were happy that Sony canceled a way for them to make extra money. So now you had Lin Tayo, the Asian woman with the perfect skin, come out and say, "We're going to go get the money from the people that already are here." That's you. That's me. And then your prices go up and you bitch about that. Grow up. The world is not what you thought it was, and I get you're angry about that. I get you're angry about that. But that is your fault for not being able to look at the indicators. Even though I'm telling you what the indicators are, people still wanted to argue. Instead of just accepting that red pill reality, which is you're going to be paying more. And understanding that your shit ain't shit. It's pure shit. Now to you, your shit is stuff. But to me, it ain't. When you walk out your house, that's the end of your castle. As soon as you step foot on that sidewalk, nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares. That's why you got to develop a relationship with the man upstairs. But even that comes with you having to be able to accept and do other things that you're not going to like. And when you give kids a bomb, we can't be mad at you all because the bomb blew up. It's our fault for giving you the keys. We should have never done that with you all. Because I see too many people angry in comments. I see too much insensitivity, and I'm part of that too, and I got to work on myself. Guilty as charged. But you all should know better. You should know how to listen. And since you don't know how to listen, things for you will be harder. But it will be your fault. If you don't understand, things are going to go up. And some things will come down. Food's expensive because the gas went up. Gas went up because the United States wants to control the 3 choke points of oil. That's the United States, that's Central America, and that's the Middle East. Well, guess what? That's exactly what the United States did. So in theory, prices should start coming down because gas is coming down. But see, it's not going to be like that because the stores are now used to getting a certain amount of income in because things went up. So now because things went up, they get more money in. So there's no reason for them to take less money. It's called capitalism. Why do you think the Democrats are running socialists? Do you think that's a surprise that Democratic socialists are winning? Do you understand why they're winning? It's because people can't afford anything and they're being told shit should be free. Like during the pandemic, I take advantage of it. I'm a first responder. I could go to Wendy's every Wednesday and get a free double cheeseburger and a drink. Couldn't get the fries. They wouldn't come with fries. But we could get a drink, a small drink, or a Frosty, and a free cheeseburger or double cheeseburger during the pandemic. Wendy's on Wednesday. So I was getting free food. People were bringing things into the hospital. Okay, I mean they were bringing stuff in. I'm talking about they were bringing us gift cards. They were bringing us pop. They were bringing us lemonade. They were bringing us homemade cakes to keep us going. And we were sitting there working in these extremely hot outfits. It was so hot that we had cold rooms. We had rooms specifically designed for us to go sit in. They had music playing. They had the TV on. We had massage therapists come in and help us. So I understand that. But you all, biggest mistake was thinking that's the way the world was going to be. It was a SARS virus. We already have stuff for SARS. It was like, oh, it's going to take us 9 months to a year to get something out here, vaccine. Okay, we got to hold off. That's what we did. And a lot of people got sick, and a lot of people, friends of mine lost their family members. That makes a lot of people angry. And it's okay for you to say, I don't understand what's going on. Let me go listen to some people. Let me go find some people that have no reason to lie to me and will at least have an honest conversation. It's going to be hard, but it's an honest conversation, and you're a grown-up, and you need to understand how to have those type of conversations. And because you were never taught, you don't know how to do it. I mean, you're getting angry now. I can feel it. Like, what did Palpatine say? I can sense your anger. But you all should have listened. And some of you did. I'll credit where credit is due. So the ones that did were not surprised by the $100 price. And the game is $100. Fuck you if you don't think it is. You can say I'm buying the standard version. But you know that standard version is complete bullshit. You know it is. The complete game is $100. Just like I said it would be. And with that, we'll take some questions. We'll go ahead and get the music going here. And well, if I can find that screen. Alrighty, so let me go here. Let me turn it down. There we go. There we go. Now I can be in a better mood. Hold on, let me go get my strawberry scotch. All right. What we got here? First of all, shout out to everybody that's listening. Let me go back over to this screen. I'm at the wrong screen. That's my fault. I do apologize. Let's see here. You have people that are saying the game's going to be delayed. It is not going to be delayed when the shareholders got the prices that they wanted. That's what I'm talking about. The whole delay was one for them to create new technology. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. He was just talking about it. There's new technologies in that game. To create technology, it costs a lot of money. This game is reportedly went over the $1.6 billion line. And you think you were going to be paying $60 for it? Fuck out of here. Who are you listening to? Your mama? You ain't listening to your daddy. That's for sure. Your daddy ain't gonna tell you some bullshit like that. You go, nah, they charge it. It costs them that much to do R&D and build this game and get the voices and get the music. You heard some of the music they already played. That was real music when they were playing Everybody Have Fun Tonight in the first trailer where the plane flies over. The song on the radio is a song called Everybody Have Fun Tonight by Wang Chung. It was in Vice City, the Vice City video game from 2003? It was in that game. Ah, man, that is good. I'm not a Starbucks fan, but I got the, it's called the VT Strawberry Asadi Lemonade. It is so good. And they put little chunks of strawberry in there. But it's $7 a cup. They give it to me for $6. So you didn't pre-order it till there's nothing wrong with that. I was saying that online today. It's totally, I understand if you, I'm not saying to pre-order it. It makes sense to wait until gameplay. I mean, that's all, you know. I mean, you're not getting an argument out of me on gameplay. So you will pre-order it day before release. Can somebody explain why it's sold out on Amazon? Why is it sold out on Amazon? And nobody's gonna buy it for $100. Why? What's up, Lady Gamer? They will release a disc version closer to the time the game comes out. I think that's a Sony collector's edition bundle, special bundle, and that thing's gonna come in at probably $9.99.99. Okay? For the people who are going to or who want to buy it, remember it's a once in a generation game. There's not Grand Theft Auto 7. You're talking about a release maybe in 20. Let's say they do a 7-year cycle from this year. So what's that? 2034? I mean, seriously, my AARP will be kicked in, but this will be my. I mean, there's a very good chance this is my last Grand Theft Auto game. So I'm buying it. So I see PlayStation app changed from blue to GTA. I saw that people were saying that. Yeah, I didn't check it because my phone is on the fritz. Matter of fact, let me see if I can make a Spectrum appointment while I am online here. See here. Spectrum appointment. Yeah, I need to make an appointment today. Where are we at here? That's connection. I need an appointment. Where can I make my appointment? Contact Spectrum, upgrade your phone. I need to upgrade my phone. That's what I'm going to do. I need to schedule an appointment. Where does it say how to schedule it? I may have to make the. I'm gonna have to make the walk. Oh man. Find the store. Okay. I do apologize for doing this, guys. I need to make an appointment. Select time. Oh, okay, what's it say? Yep, select that. Select service. I need Spectrum Mobile today. Making it 11:30. I'm just putting in my wrong email. Got that. Do I need assistance? Notify by no, by email. Why is that not? Oh, I see. I don't know why they got the wrong email in here. Yeah, keep your questions coming. I'll answer it, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for you all to listen. I mean, you don't listen now. I said there's gonna be some hard verses and some hard curses. I'm just writing down my my reservation number. All right, now I can get back to cussing you all the fuck out. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see here. We were paying $50 to $60 per game in '95, adjusted for inflation. That is $110. Yeah, I know, and they don't. It's not that they don't know that. It's that they think the company should take less so that they can participate, and that's bullshit. That is complete bullshit. So, it is what it is. Valkyrie is in the house. Sadly, the world doesn't stay the same, and people think they are entitled to things. Yeah, I know. There's a major sense of entitlement. Let's make Valkyrie a moderator now. Well, the thing that gets me about it is that I told them this game was going to be $60. Not $60, $100. And again, I don't know. And I'm not saying I don't know how people buy things. I'm looking at the data, Valkyrie, and it clearly says overnight they were outsold. The $100 version was outsold 5-1. Hell, Porterot did a video, like an 18-minute video, saying he was buying the $100 version. I'm like, yeah, well, everybody's buying that version, it seems like. And for people like, well, and people were saying things, well, it's not going to sell. Bullshit. That game has already made close to $500 million. Unbelievable. It's already made like a third of its budget back in not even 12 hours. So, yes, I'm going to go see the Odyssey. Jemiah's in the house. How you feeling, brother? How you feeling? Your Sega Genesis games were $50 and $60 at Circuit City. Then the game prices decreased by 10 when you purchase your Sony PlayStation. Because we lived in a time where you were being subsidized. You are no longer being subsidized. You are not a 5-year-old child. You are a grown-ass man, grown-ass women, grown-ass men and women in this chat. You are going to grow the fuck up. Again, it ain't on you all. It was my generation that gave you all the keys to the car, and that was a mistake. That was equal to giving a nuclear bomb to a caveman. It was wrong. That's on us. That's a generational failure on my generation. I got to take the hit. Because you all just flat one records. Tell by the way you acted. Well, things should cost less. Based on what? Your worldview? When people are getting into new markets like Sony was and Sega and all them, of course, I remember buying my first Sega Genesis game where I was flying a helicopter. It was only $40. It's called Desert Command or something like that, or Desert something. I remember paying $40. Yeah, I remember going to Sears and buying it. I'm like, oh man, I got this brand new game. This is cool. I'm flying this Apache helicopter, blowing stuff up. $40. Yeah. That was in the 90s. Wasn't even old enough to drink yet. And I was playing video games on a little 20-inch TV. The Siphon filter, Tenchu, that wasn't played on a big old TV. Nobody had money for that. We were playing on 20, 22-inch screen TVs, and we were happy. Great movie that came out years ago with Denzel Washington called The Book of Eli. It's a whole post-world thing. All Mad Max and all this shit. And during that movie, this girl asked him, what happened to the world? You know what his answer was? People had a lot and didn't appreciate it. And that's ultimately what this comes down to. Your sense of entitlement on what you think the world is. And the world is not what you think it is. It ain't even close. So yeah, I gotta admit this to myself. I was a little upset when people didn't want to believe Grand Theft Auto was $100. I've been on this podcast for years. Why are you all arguing? And then the game comes out and it's $100 and now everybody's turtling up. Like I said, you all look like, these people out here that were doing the yeah, right, it won't happen. It looks like you got caught humping your neighbor's dog at this point. So why should anybody listen to anything you say? You don't have to listen to me. And you can just walk outside and get hit in your face. Because that's what's going to happen to you. That's what's happening now. As small as my audience is, 78% of you all bought it digital. So did you buy, which version did you buy? See, that's the next question. Which version did you buy? Did you buy the $100 version or did you buy that piece of shit standard version that ain't hard? What did you buy? I shouldn't say that. What version did you buy? Because you have people saying it was anti-consumer for them to cut out shit. I can't believe people are saying that. The mere fact they made the game makes it pro-consumer. The mere fact that you as a consumer can decide on which version you get is about as pro-consumer as it gets. They didn't just come out and say, because if it were me, I would have said you're paying $129 for this shit. My company has spent over $2 billion doing R&D. I got shareholders, leaving me nasty messages talking about they will come and hit me in my face if I don't get them their money back. You know how hard it is to ask rich people for their money? That's what you're doing as somebody asking for investment. Hey, I need your money to make this dream come true. Then we're going to make a lot of money. Based on what? Is what is going to come out of my mouth. Nova Red said paying for the online. Yes. Did you pay for the? I mean, I am asking you all to disclose something monetarily. If you don't feel like you have to, you don't have to. Let me say that. Let me clear that out right now. But it's important for the discussion for me to understand, did you all buy the $100 deluxe version? You can just put in deluxe or standard. And don't be scared. I'm not going to yell at you if you bought the standard, okay? It's your money. You can buy what you want. You don't have to buy anything. So did you buy deluxe or standard? I'm going to make an educated guess and say the majority of you all bought the deluxe because a lot of you all understood that the game was going to cost $100. You knew it. You already prepared yourself. Okay, you had already told you had already gotten it ready. You were just like, yeah, shit's expensive. If I want to play this game and I want to play it and again, like I said, that game is $100 to play the entire game. And they're going to charge you for the online component. Do not listen to these people that say, well, they're not going to do that. Bullshit, they're not going to do it. It's just a matter of how much they charge. So it's going to be between $29 and $49. So the game is going to cost you exactly what I said on 60 Frames No Lag a year ago, about $149.99 for you to play this game. And it sets a new standard because God of War Laffy and Witcher 4, they're going to go up in price. Right now, there's a special, a VIP special for college football and Madden. I think if I buy both of them together, I get it for $149. So I think it's either $149 or $129. Let me see here. VIP, EA, college football, and Madden. I'm just looking up the prices because I get emails on it all the time. Let's see here. I'm just looking at EA. See here, VIP membership. All right, I'll put this on the screen for you. Let me put this on the screen here, just so you all can see it. Here. Screen capture. I hope this works. Yep, there you go. So I can get a 7-day early all access. I can play this game beginning of July. Like July 4th weekend, I could be playing this game. but I get 2 games called the Deluxe Edition. But that's through a membership. That's through EA's membership. So let me see the price of the game. Let's see here. Football. 27 cost. Let's see here. Okay, here it is. It's on Steam too. On Steam, yep. Steam, guess how much it costs? It is $149.98 for both versions of that game. And I get 7-day early access. So like I said, you can miss me with that bullshit. You can just miss me with that bullshit. Let's see here. So my economic lesson: it's too early to be drinking. Well, I got me a little strawberry Escada here from Starbucks, and my Starbucks, they put chunks of strawberry in there. But let me tell you this: try the strawberry Escada with cold foam. Tell them to get that cold foam on there. I invented my own drink. I'm gonna go get another one. That is so good. Let's see here. Music is everything when it comes to GTA. It definitely helps with the immersion. Yeah. And that's what Sony is talking about when they're like, it plays best. They're talking about full immersion with the sound and the controller. They're not, because they don't control the performance. They can tell you now, well, we got it working with the controller. We know Sony knows that. We know they got it working with their audio department. Sony knows that. So they can check that off. Okay, we got the mute, we got sound, we have immersion. Now we got to go to frame rates. And I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be a little bit better on the Pro, though. Why was yesterday's live stream deleted? I think something happened to my StreamYards. Well, which one? I did an upload on Stream. I'm sorry, something was wrong with Streamlabs yesterday. It was acting up as I was using it, so I'm like, well, let me delete this, and so I did an upload for Grand Theft Auto. Everything I talked about in the live stream is on that upload. It's like a 1-minute short. Go check that out. So it's a good question, though. I didn't realize it'd come off. Are you watching a replay? Well, I mean, what I was saying yesterday was just I was asking, which version are you going to get? People were mad. So when you don't care about cosmetics, the game is $80, not $100. Dude, there are missions that you all at $80 are not going to have. That's more than cosmetic. There were 15 to 22 things listed that you're not going to have in that. So, let's see here. Earl's on the fence with it. If he had a true physical version, he would order the $100 version yesterday. Pricing is a concern to me. We'll see if FOMO comes through. Okay. They're going to charge for online also. My understanding is they are trying to figure out how much to charge you for online. You wonder how much GTA will make when MPD comes out. It's going to make a lot of money. It's going to make a lot of, it's going to be so much. You know, didn't buy the $100 version yet, holding on hope for collector's edition. Yeah, oh, no, that's fine too. I mean, but see, that's a consumer decision. There's nothing wrong with waiting. I mean, I don't blame you. So you got the $100 version. Yeah, I think you're going to see that the $100 version overwhelmingly, I mean, the early number is 5-1. Either 4-1 or 5-1. So overwhelmingly, people paid $100 for that game. And in Sony's own ecosystem, the highest reserved game or the highest paid for game is a $134 version of, I don't know if it's Wolverine, it's whatever. But people, if I see that number, Sony sees the number. And so when I hear people say people won't buy it, bullshit. People are buying it. People are buying it. So if you're going to charge $69.99 for the standard and $99.99 for the deluxe, and then you're going to charge $129 for a collector's or $149. Why the hell am I going to sit there as a shareholder and say, why are we charging $69.99 for something that everybody, according to my data, is paying $100 for? Fuck out of here. That's not going to keep working. It's not going to keep working. I will be in your face as a shareholder talking about we're done charging $69.99 for games when I'm looking at data that clearly states everybody's paying $100. What part of that did you not understand? Can you not read data? Or are they not teaching you all this in school? Can you not predict trends? What the hell are they teaching you all? Well, we thought they were teaching you all more, and we gave you the keys to the car and you fucked the car up. So now we came back and took the keys. And now that we have the keys, you're not getting them back. You don't give a child a toy. You don't let you play with firecrackers, and that's what we did. No more. No more. You will just be a passenger on the train, like they said in the movie Disclosure Day. I have no control over what's going on. Yeah, you're a passenger on the train because when you had control, you fucked up. Desert Strike. Yeah, that was the name of it. Yeah. And that game was $40 and I was the happiest guy in the world. Put that cartridge in my Sega Genesis. Everybody keeps on calling it the Master System. I don't even know what the hell that is. So I just call it the Sega Genesis. So. Says, I'm getting neither. Not into GTA, but you understand the impact. Yeah. Disney and Sony Pictures are a bit. Yeah, I know. It's a business. It's a business. Rockstar just gave GameStop the finger. No use. GTA. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering why. Now I understand why that guy up there that I do talk to, we're just cool. I understand now why he was kind of upset when I was talking about GTA. They knew more at GameStop than they let on. They knew more than they let on. So you didn't buy either. Well, I mean, again, that's fine. It's, there's nothing that says you have to. The pro-consumer move of Rockstar Games allows us to not buy it. It's not like they're going to drag you out of the house and make you buy the game. That would be anti-consumerism. Okay? Or they say you have to buy Grand Theft Auto and play it online. That's the only way you can continue your single-player missions. The answer to that is anti-consumerism. But pulling the game, separating things out in the game and awarding people who are going to spend the most money, that's VIP has its privileges. That's what they mean by that. Okay? That if you go to the World Cup, people are talking about the World Cup, there's people sitting up in the booths, baby, and they pay big money to be there. They don't want to be out there with all you rambunctious fans yelling and screaming. There's nothing wrong with that. But that ain't what they're there for. So maybe they don't care about those missions. That's fine. But that's my whole point. They are complaining. There were people complaining about the missions being cut away. It's like, well, you're going to have to pay for it. Yeah, and again, the thing to do is to downplay. The thing to do is to do exactly what you're saying, which is just to downplay what they don't have. Why? Well, it's the same thing. Oh, it won't make that big of a difference. Oh, no. I mean, it's going to make a difference because it's going to add to the immersion of the city. So the people that want to get lost in the city and have fun and all that kind of stuff, they're just going to have access to more things. That's all there is to it. They're going to have access to more things. But you are right. If they don't care about the mission structures and things like that, then that's fine too. Valkyrie in the house says, what do you mean Disney or business? Yes, they are. Yeah. So, does juicy and zesty mean the same thing? No, a man that is juicy complains all the time over stuff that they control. Somebody who is zesty, that dude is zesty. He plays for the other team. It's zesty as hell. So they're different kind of men, okay? You ask a woman, does she want to date a guy? Go have a woman go out on a date and the dude's juicy as hell. So you got 3 types of personalities and men out here that are in that community that these women are dealing with. You got dudes out here that are juicy. You got dudes that are zesty. And you got dudes that are bussy. So, I mean, and that's why women are having such a hard time dealing with men, because they're like, we can't find good men. Well, everybody's bussy, so yeah. Should have added Tony Montana, Tiger in the deluxe version. You do technically, the mansion that Diaz has in Vice City is modeled directly after Tony Montana's in Scarface. I don't know if you all knew that or not. So if you go back and you play the original Vice City, when you take over Diaz's mansion, that's the exact, and the shootout that happens in the front of the house, that's directly from Scarface. That comes from directly from Scarface. Said 10,000 for row 1 at the New York Stadium for the World Cup. There you go. Now imagine how much the box seats are. That's a lot of money though to watch a game. See, that's beyond my price. I can't imagine paying that much for that, but FIFA, that is huge business. That is, and in the game, the FIFA soccer game, it always places in the top 10. So let's see here. Yeah, bussy, zesty, and juicy. I mean, you're falling into one of, so yesterday, the people that were complaining, those dudes were juicy as hell, because especially when you have advanced knowledge of something. Okay, when you have advanced knowledge of something and then you don't do anything about it and then you complain, you're juicy. If you are zesty, it means you complain over a period of time over stuff that you control. Like, you don't like paying $1,000 for your rent. So, bitch, why don't you move? Well, you don't move because you zesty. So you rather complain and just stay where you are instead of moving. So, like, when me and my girlfriend, we was like, well, do we go ahead into this new apartment, which is nicer, or do we just stay where we are and we get a 1-bedroom and we just kind of put some stuff in storage and things like that? So that's, so we can complain about it, or we can make a decision. We made our decision. So even in the song by Tracy Chapman, Fast Car, she even says, we got to make a decision, leave tonight or live and die this way. Like, how, I mean, was she a prophet or something? That's just normal talk to me. So 160K for a box. Yeah, that's crazy. That for me, that's crazy. That's nuts. I can't imagine paying that just to watch a sporting event, but it's beyond me how big that is. That thing is huge. I mean, that stadiums are always packed. Valkyrie in the house, she says that basically people just need to accept what they get, what they are willing to pay for. Extra missions are just and what people want, I agree with that. And what people want, Valkyrie, is to pay less for more, which makes sense, but they're no longer subsidizing that. Like I said, Satya Nadella, one of the richest men in the country, said we subsidize Xbox for 25 years. We're done doing it. So it is Don't Squeeze the Sharma's job to figure out how to make money with that platform without any subsidies. And she brought in Ball. Microsoft has they got a guy there whose last name is Ball, and the last name is, and somebody else's name is Booty. Did you all realize that? So you have a Don't Squeeze the Sharma with a Booty and a Ball. So if you can't get it done with Sharma, Booty, and a Ball, then you ain't gonna get it done at all. I mean, there's nothing, you don't deserve the job. If I was like, I need to save this company, what's your name? And you say my last name is Ball. All right, fine, Ball, you go over there. And then somebody else comes in and says, I'm like, all right, man, we're going to save this company. What's your last name? You say Booty. Okay, we have a Ball and a Booty. Let's go get it done. So they got Don Johnson fit from the deluxe version. Yeah, they do. And again, I grew up in the 80s, so that is important for me to have that style. because those guys between Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas, Crockett and Tubbs, they were the epitome of cool in the 80s. Like they were that show came on Friday nights at 10 o'clock and people stayed home. People stayed home to watch Miami Vice on Friday nights. Didn't go to the basketball game, didn't go to the football game, you didn't go to the movies with your girlfriend who's wearing a push-up bra. You didn't know until it was that time, and then you got mad. Telling you about myself a little bit there. That's the baddest I've ever been as a 16-year-old. False advertisement. False advertisement. So, oh man. All right, so let me shut the poll down here. It's been up for an hour. And so overwhelmingly, you all did it digitally. And remember, there's the standard version. It was the $80 version. So right there, that is that 3-1 just for you all? That's almost 2.5 to 1. So about 3 to 1 there. Valkyrie says Sharma boots the ball. Yeah, we're gonna find out what she does. That's why I said before on 60 frames no lag, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that she can go ahead and get the job done. But I'm not in their ecosystem, so there's no reason for me to keep talking about what they do. It's like, oh, okay, well, she does that. They were like, well, and I was listening to Lono's show yesterday with King David, and they were just like, yeah, they want to pull more games from Microsoft from Xbox, and they're shutting down 4 to 7 studios. So I guarantee you a lot of those games that you got will be the last time you get them. So you need to go ahead and buy them and enjoy them. If you want Forza 6 will probably always come over. Halo more than likely will always come over. But yeah, there's the rest of that needs to stay over there. So you were so young you didn't like that show. No, I mean, again, I understand that. It was the epitome of cool, and if you were young, you wanted something fast and loud, and that wasn't it. That was not it. But I still remember that Testarossa he had, the Ferrari Testarossa he had. That car was effing amazing. I mean, people were like, holy cow. So what kind of a car is that? And then there was a big old chase scene where Don Johnson was driving his Ferrari and the bad guy was chasing a guy in a Lamborghini. It was show-stopping television. Like, people, we talked about it the whole week. Man, you gonna be chasing that Lambo in his Ferrari. It's gonna be, man. The 80s was just a great time to be alive. But I get it. You all look back at it and see the way we dress. You could be like, my God, you all actually dress like that? Yes, your parents and grandparents, this is what we used to dress like. Oh, man. So, don't forget Edward James Elmos and Vice. Oh, yeah, just Eddie's a phenomenal actor. Phenomenal human being. If you don't know who that is, if you watch Battlestar Galactica, he plays Admiral Adama. And he is just a consummate professional. Just class. Just paints. When he comes into the room, he just dominates the scenes. So yeah, good point. And that was the first time that, we were seeing like men and women working undercover, and the female officers getting addicted to the drugs that they were on, and that they had to be undercover with. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was just a cool show. So, but it's a product of the time. I think you can go back and watch it on Amazon or something like that. And there's a Miami Vice movie coming out with Michael B. Jordan. He's going to play Crockett. He's going to play Tubbs. So we'll see. Philip already played one of your favorites. Yeah, Lance Vance. Yeah, that was Philip Michael Thomas. And again, that's a throwback to Miami Vice, because Grand Theft Auto Vice City is a combination of Scarface and Miami Vice. Look, that's why it's called Vice City. That's why it's called Vice City. If you want to know where they got the name from Miami Vice, the clothing pattern. So for me, and I want to make this clear, this is why I said before, your stuff is shit and my shit is stuff, and my stuff is stuff, and to you it's shit, because to me, them having the 80s stuff in this game was important. But to you, that's a crock of shit because you weren't even alive. So you don't understand what it's like to hear the 80s music and all that kind of stuff, which was pretty cool when we were watching the trailer. The Pointer Sisters song, Hot Together, that's the main song in the second trailer. Okay, that's the main song in the second trailer. That song came out in like 1983. Something like that. Hold on, let's ask my beautiful short round assistant. Alexa, when did the Pointer Sisters release the song Hot Together? Oh, sorry, 1986. So there you go. The song. So that second trailer paints 80s, oozes 80s nostalgia for if you grew up then. So let's see here. Miami Vice, Knight Rider. Yeah, Knight Rider, Airwolf. Oh, come on, you're diving into the childhood, man. Transformers. Yeah, the Transformers movies that are out now from the 80s. Optimus Prime, and rest in peace to Optimus Code, no doubt. Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, Ratchet, Bumblebee, all that is from the 80s. All that is from the 80s. The A-Team, yeah, Mr. T. That's when the world was introduced to Mr. T, the A-Team. Big black guy with a mohawk. Yep. So, yeah, GTA Vice City Stories. Underrated. It was, Vice City Stories was up and down, but if you want to play that entire saga, you would play Vice City Stories, then you would play Liberty City Stories, then you would play Chinatown Wars, then you would play Grand Theft Auto 3, then you would play Grand Theft Auto 4, then you would play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I think. Did I say Vice City? It's Vice City Stories, then Vice City. Yeah, Vice City Stories, Vice City, then Chinatown Wars, then Grand Theft Auto 3, then Grand Theft Auto 4, then Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, then Grand Theft Auto 5. And that's the way you would play that game in series. You love Knight Rider and Transform. Yeah, Knight Rider was supposed to come back on. I thought they were redoing Knight Rider. Yeah, Die Hard, 1988. Yeah, this phenomenal movie. Die Hard is a takeoff of the Towering Inferno that had the late, great O.J. Simpson in it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong. You guys aren't wrong. So, but yeah, I've been here for a long ass time. All right, then. But so if you want to know, Sony saying that Grand Theft Auto, the best place to play it is on PlayStation. Number one, they had the marketing deal. Number two, they're talking about the immersionary aspects of it. All right. So immersionary meaning sound, feel. They're saying that they have the best way to play that game if you're into immersion technology. If you don't give a damn, then it's okay for you not to give a damn. As far as it being anti-consumer, that is bullshit. The fact that you can go and buy it or not buy it, and not only not buy it, but if you do buy it, buy two different versions of it. If I'm giving you two different versions of something to consume, that's about as pro-consumer as it can be. So that's a bunch of crap. And also you all have to remember, you got a lot of angry people out there because the world isn't what they mommy and daddy told them it was going to be. And so they think the world should change to their moist ass selves, and it ain't gonna happen. It's not happening. The world is the world. You must adjust to it. You need to understand that, all this stuff about people losing their jobs and AI, that's why they're calling it AI slop. That's why they call it AI slop, because it's going to take their job. Not understanding it was their responsibility half a decade ago to be able to anticipate AI was going to be a big deal, and they needed to learn how to use it as a tool to enhance their lives. And because they didn't do it, they believe, again, they're blue pill. They believe the world for what it is. And it's not the world the way you think it is when you're in your house, it can be whatever you want it to be. But as soon as you step outside, nobody gives a shit. And you all are literally acting like, especially there's no literally, you all act like you had no idea what was about to happen, even though you were told. That's what was so frustrating for me. Again, was frustrating. But now I realize I can just sit back, drink my strawberry lemonade, and watch you all get butt fucked because you all don't listen. And I can just sit back and watch. Like, hey, look, I told you there was a snake in the grass and you went over there anyway. You got bit. Now you can deal with your consequences. So maybe next time you will either listen or don't listen. That's your choice. For me, it's more fun. It makes your life easier if you do listen, because you'll be able to anticipate more things and you can avoid different things and you can take advantage of certain things. But if you don't want to listen, and it's not all your fault because you were given something you should have never had, which is autonomy. Should have never given it to you all. You all weren't ready for that burden. Well, like Yoda told Luke Skywalker, fortunate you know the truth. Unfortunate you weren't ready for the burden. I think that's what Yoda told Luke. Fortunate that you know the truth. Unfortunate for the burden you were not ready. And that's ultimately what happened. You all weren't ready for the burden. You didn't anticipate it. We told you about AI. We told you it was going to happen. We told you the prices were going to go up. We told you these things, and you wanted to believe the naive look of what the world view you have. Not understanding nobody gives a damn about your worldview. So it's a little bit of everybody's fault, but because you all are grown-ups, it's your fault. You don't get to be a child anymore. So you need to prepare if you're going to buy God of War Laffy, and guess what? Not everybody's going to buy it. But if you buy God of War Laffy, you better be ready to pay between $90 and $110 for it. Just be ready for that. That way you're not surprised. Okay? If you want to buy a PS6, if you do your research on PS6 and you say, I want one of these things, well, you better be prepared to pay $800 for it. Just be ready to pay for it. Why is it going to be $800? Because they're not fucking subsidizing it. Your EBT card has been declined. You are no longer on welfare. So they're done with you all with that shit. Grow up. You will be paying market-placed values. Now, your job going forward, now that you know that, you have to now put value systems in place with yourself, with your deity and your wife and your children, or your husband and your children, and make some hard-ass decisions. Like I said, this is going to be a hard podcast for y'all to listen to. Hard verses and hard curses. Because you all don't listen. And since you don't listen, you have to be taught act not to. So at the end of the day, you now have a tool set in your belt that you didn't have when you got here. And now it is up to you to use that set of tools. No more subsidies. Grow up. Understand that what you believe the world is not the world. The world is nasty. It is cold. Nobody cares. That's why it's important for you to find someone to spend your life with and get a good relationship with the people upstairs, your deities. Whoever that is, or Muhammad, Allah, Yahweh, Jesus, whoever it is. I ain't knocking nobody's preferred worshiping style here. Those things are important. Thinking that you are entitled to something that you didn't even help fucking create is unacceptable. It is not reasonable, and it will not be tolerated. The keys were taken from you because you weren't mature enough to drive the car. And you'll never get the keys back because we're not going to give them back to you because you aren't ready for it. So, listen or don't listen. But either way, learn. Learn that it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. Learn that your parents protected you as they should have, but by protecting you, they coddled you, and by coddling you, they didn't prepare you for what was going on out there. So I hope you've learned something today. And why did I do this? Why did I talk at you and not to you? Because you don't listen. And since you don't listen, you have to be talked at. And that's the difference between talking to somebody and talking at somebody. People you got to talk at don't listen. People you talk to listen to you all the time. Now, this doesn't mean you agree with them. I didn't say that. You have the absolute right to disagree with everything I told you here this morning. Or if it's in the afternoon where you are in the evening. But I don't want to see your face when you get caught humping your neighbor's dog, because that's exactly what you guys look like right now. I'm talking about the ones who didn't listen. There were a lot here who did. And so this does not include you. There were a lot of people that were like, oh, yeah, I figured it was going to be $100. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see with the research and development, it was going to cost more money. Yeah, that's true. But everybody's going to move to this model because, number one, as the gentleman put up here, the game should be costing over $100 anyway. And I want you to understand, if I'm your shareholder, if I'm one of your shareholders, meaning that I'm a major shareholder, I got 10%. And I'm looking at you as the primary, like, dude, everybody's buying the deluxe versions of all these games. Wolverine, ain't nobody buying the damn standard. Everybody I've heard, I'm buying the deluxe. I'm buying the deluxe. Oh, how come they don't have a collector's? I'm buying the deluxe. So if I can see that data and you can see that data, you don't think Sony sees the data? You don't think Marvel Games is seeing that data saying, maybe we ought to charge for our X-Men game. Maybe we're going to go to the $90 line. We're going to go to $89.99. Oh, well, let's do another version for $80. Yeah, we'll give them another version for $80, but instead of them having Professor X and Jean Grey, we're going to give them Nightcrawler. You want that? You want Professor X? You want Jean Grey? You're going to be paying $100. See how that works? And then you can say, well, this is anti-consumer. What are the X-Men without Jean Grey and Professor X? Well, there's plenty of X-Men teams without Jean Grey and Professor X if you read the comic books. So, I mean, ain't that the truth? If you read the X-Men comic books, you know there's more X-Men teams without Jean Grey and Professor X, right? You do know that, right? Nah, you didn't know it. You didn't know it. Yeah, there's plenty of X-Men groups, Kitty Pryde and friggin' Scott, what's his name? Cyclops. Yeah, they their own teams. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, see, that's the thing. What are you going to do? What did Kratos say to his son? How many of you all have played God of War? What's the theme of God of War? What is Kratos trying to teach his son? Now, remember, I don't even think he's the God of War. You all do. I know he's not. Everybody knows Ares is the God of War. Alexa, is Ares the God of War? Yep. There you go. Even Alexa knows. How come you don't? What's Kratos' number one word he tells his son? Well, besides boy. Okay, let's throw boy out. So what does he ask? What is he doing for his son? Starts with a P. See, the mere fact that I know this and you don't shows you who actually does play their games. He's telling his son to prepare. Prepare. That's the answer to everything. What are you going to do? Get prepared. Get it ready. Get prepared. Start prepping. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to call it. I say get it ready. Get it ready simply means to get something prepared. That's what it means. If somebody's going to go scuba diving, they have to prepare to go scuba diving. If somebody goes surfing, he or she must prepare to go surfing. Skydiving, same thing. Hiking. We went to the lake. I had to prepare to go to the lake. I can't show up at the lake with shorts and a t-shirt on. I had to have on sweatpants and hiking boots and have my fishing gear ready. I had to prepare to go. Or else I would be looking pretty stupid out there getting eaten up with mosquitoes because I did not prepare myself. Where am I going to stay? Well, I have to prepare a tent. How do I stay warm? I had to prepare a fire. And again, a lot of people got entitlement issues. And again, that ain't all on you all. That is on the previous generations not preparing you for what was going to happen. But to say you weren't warned is also a factuality in what you're going to say to me. Oh, you were warned. I know with Grand Theft Auto, I gave you 2 years notice. I know it. So when the game came out and I saw people complaining, I'm like, oh, dude, I told you it's going to be $100. Why are you complaining? I can't believe it. I just don't understand why they did it. Because they're not subsidizing you. Why are they not subsidizing me? Because they can't afford it. Why can't they afford it? Because they don't bring in enough tax money. Why can't they bring in enough tax money? Because people aren't getting married to get the tax money that they need. This is all coming back to that. And you're paying for it. But with that said, I have to go and get me some more lemonade because I am out. OUWT. But you all have a good rest of the day. Hopefully you all learned something today. Like I said, it was not going to be easy for you all to listen to. I appreciate you. Love you all. Love you all, but you got to do some looking in the mirror going forward, guys. All right, then. I'm going to bounce like a bad check. I will talk to you all later. So I hope you all have a good rest of the day. Oh, I'm 14-0 in Madden. Not bad considering. And I finished Assassin's Creed Claws of something. But now there's something else going on with the Templars, and I'm getting my ass kicked. So I may be good with the Unity ending. I can't fight. These Templars are just too hard to fight. They're too fast. I'm not fast enough, so I'm getting my ass kicked. All right, then. I will talk to you all later. You have a good rest of the day. Stay blessed. Stay safe out there. And remember, drive on the right side of the road. Deuces.